Hello, everybody. Hello. Good evening. Hey, y'all, come on in here. This is Victor Brooks of the Victor Brooks Show, IG Indie Fam Series. What's happening, everybody? Nathaniel, thank you for joining. Nathaniel, thank you so much. Anthony, welcome, Anthony. Thank you for joining us. Who's this black girl? 136. Thank you so much, Marsha Sherrill. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody. Once again, I'm Victor Brooks, and this is the Victor Brooks Show Instagram Indie Fam Series, where we celebrate the artist and their journey. This is a format that I developed, which is separate from my YouTube channel and Facebook Live channel. This channel here, or this format here on Instagram, is geared, like I just mentioned, of getting to know those artists that we see and that we enjoy their artistry when we're scrolling through, when we're looking or listening to the music that they've posted, or looking at their enjoying their artistic expression, and we say, you know what, let's get to know that artist. What is that artist about? Where are they from? Fun Crochet, Barcelona, Spain. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for being here. And tonight, I'm so glad to welcome Drea LP. Oh, when I was thumbing through, as I just mentioned, it was something about Drea's artistry that hit a chord positively about. It was a live. I want to talk to her about it. It was a live performance she was doing, and I don't know whether it was at a church or whether it was a live performance, and she just went there naturally, to the point where I was like, you know what, she's feeding my soul spiritually here, in her delivery. Oh, I see it. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Drea LP is joining us here, and I wanted to make sure that my video is okay here. But once again, please continue to send those direct messages to me, artist. Thank you for what you've been sending, and thank you everyone for the positive feedback that you've been giving. Myself and other artists have been letting me know that you've been enjoying the conversations that we're doing here on Instagram, y'all. It's just a passion that I have. It's a passion that I have to let artists know. First, to let the artists know that being an artist is probably one of the most important things to be, people to be, souls to be, especially during times like these, the artist, the mission of the artist, and speaking artist to artist, we interpret the times in our own way. We say things that are on our mind, and when we put it out there, it's guaranteed that we're going to connect with somebody who's been, looking for the words to say the same thing that our song or our movie, or the same sentiment that our creation, artistic creation and expression, has given voice to someone else who may have thought, I don't have a voice. It's something that I want to explain. But when they are given an expression of artistry by us as artists, it seems to feed the soul. Not seems, it does feed the soul for the world, And I want to let those artists know, or my fellow artists know, it's not important really about the followers. It doesn't dictate to you your artistry and the importance of your artistry because of the amount of followers you have, or the amount of quote unquote friends that are liking your post of an artistic expression. No, you're an artist either way. You're an artist either way. And you've been given a gift that the world needs. And through this format, I want other artists to hear other artists. I want other artists to hear other artists of their journey and what feeds their soul, what gives them the passion to keep on keeping on. Um, Artistry, y'all. Medicine for the world. So today, I'm ready to bring on my guest, Drea LP. Thank you, Drea. I'm going to press my button here to accept. Thank you so much. Once again, Barcelona, Spain, Brazil is in the house, Chicago's in the house. Thank you all so much for being on here. Oh. It says that Drea LP has turned on video, and as soon as I see her on mine, we're going to start the conversation. Magdalena Rose, thank you so much, Magdalena, for being here for our conversation with Drea LP. I guess, Drea, let's see if we can. Yeah,
can you hear me?
It says that it's on. Can you hear me, Drea?
I sure can. Can you hear me?
I can definitely hear you, but I can't see you.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. See, I can see you and me. Yeah. I can see you.
Yeah. Do you see both of us on your screen, Drea?
I sure do.
You know what? I don't. And everyone else, if you can give a thumbs up that you see both of us, then I'm going to keep on keeping on with this conversation. If you can see both of us, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Second Chance Radio, what's happening, my brother? my brother, thank you so much. Ken Anderson, ladies and gentlemen. Follow Second Chance Radio show. Ken Anderson has been, I'm going to say, a mentor of mine, even before he knew he was a mentor of mine, and this whole concept of interview and radio and putting it out there. So much love and much respect. Okay, I see the thumbs coming up. All right.
Oh, you can see. Oh, cool. No, I feel so awkward. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, they can. Well, you know what? They can see us. They can see both of us, and you can see both of us. Hey, I'm the last man standing, but we in this together, Drea. How are you?
How are you? Well. How are you doing?
You know what? I'm counting blessings and learning lessons, Drea. I sure am.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Right there with you.
Drea, I was telling everyone here, and once again, everyone, all of you all who are able to join us live, thank you so much. It's a Friday evening, and it's your time now, right? But thank you for taking the time if you're able to join us when you are able to join us live. And for our larger audience who looks at the recorded, thank you, because that means you've come back and you know we're here and you're ready to hear these incredible stories of the artistic journey such as Drea. Drea, where are you joining us from today?
From Maryland.
Maryland? What part of Maryland? I was born in Baltimore.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm at Fort Meade.
Fort Meade, right on. Yep. And I was telling everyone, Drea, when I was thumbing through, you were giving a performance. I know it was a live performance. And within those first few seconds, your realness, and I'm going to use the phrase spiritual vibe, jumped out of what you were doing. Do you know what post that I may be mentioning?
I have no idea. I was already scared to post that. I just had pressure from friends and family. They're like, if you don't post that and stop playing around, because I'm very social media shy, clearly.
I got you. But what is it about? How would you describe your artistry, Drea?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I've had a lot of people who would consider me like more of a neo soul kind of artist, and me, I'm eclectic. Like I love so many different genres of music that I just pull a little bit of everything, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, I guess this is my journey. I'm just gonna run with it.
There you go.
Wherever God leads me. So
come on.
that's where
Hmm.
I'm at so far. I'm like trying to, get used to just, hey, this is my style. I'm okay with being me. Um,
There you go.
so that's been my biggest mission. And I want to say that like I was watching the live with Gail and some of the things that she was saying, I was like, I remember feeling like that. Like, what am I
Mm.
waiting on? What am I doing?
Wow.
So when she said that, I was like, I felt that. I could
Look
feel
at
those
that.
vibes
Yes.
because that was so me. And it took, unfortunately, my cousin passing away last year for it to be
My
like a aha
condolences.
moment. Like,
Hmm.
you know what? I don't care. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go for it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Those. And first of all, my
thank
condolences,
you.
and then my even further respect for you feeling that, like you just mentioned, that aha moment,
Right.
of your artistry and what it is. How long have you? How old were you? When did it hit you that, you know what? I'm an artist. I need to express myself artistically. When did that hit you? And do you remember?
Oh man, it I want to say high school
Okay.
because there was something different that my yeah, actually it was my senior year in high school, but I had my piano teacher
Mhm.
who she would never give me compliments at all. She was just like on my case. And at the end of the school year, my senior year when I graduated, she said, I am proud of you. You are one of my best students and you will make it. You have a gift. And I was like, all this stuff she put me like, she's saying that, like I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And then she's like, and don't be afraid to use your voice.
Mhm.
Stop holding back. And I was like,
Mhm.
why is she saying that? Then, long story short, went to college, obviously the same year after I
Okay.
graduated.
Right.
And I
Right.
remember having a very unique professor, very gifted, just super talented. And I was taking a music course, and that was jazz.
Wow.
So, just a quick little tidbit my background
Please.
is classical music, right? So,
Okay.
I was a classical pianist. So,
Okay.
you figure there was me,
Mhm.
classical pianist, heavy metal rock bands
Okay.
artist, because that was me back then, who was
I
like
got you. I
going to
got you.
jazz.
Uh-huh.
So you can imagine my face when I'm like, what do you mean by, this is jazz? Okay, so what are we working with?
Right.
So one day he tells the band, he's like, or tells the class, like, hey, so we're gonna just improv. I was like, now when you say improv, how I only read the notes that's on the
Got
sheet.
you.
So
Got
what
you.
exactly
This
do
is
you
great.
mean? Right. And I was like, you know what? This isn't for me because I was terrified. I was like, no, 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 you're telling me I'm supposed to play something that's not on this sheet and just make it up. No,
Yeah.
I'm not like these other jazz artists who sound amazing. I was terrified. I was like,
Okay.
I'm going to walk out of this class. This isn't for me. He said, no, I will flunk you if you do it. I said, no, I'll just go to the dean. See how stubborn I am.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the dean. He said, well, that's funny. I work with the dean. I will not let you pass
Yeah.
this class without doing it. He said, I'm
Mhm.
asking you to just improvise. And I was
Mhm.
so held, like so bound by everything I've ever been taught in classical music that I was
Mhm.
afraid to make a mistake. And that's what it came down to. I was like, well, what if I mess up? He said, okay. So it took that breakthrough in that moment that it was okay to just play. Stop worrying about making a mistake.
There you go.
Play,
There
play,
you go.
listen, use your ear, but play, listen.
Mhm.
And I did that. And that was one of the most inspirational moments because that wound up being one of my favorite professors
Yeah.
who taught me so many different things musically. I learned how to use my voice instead of imitating
Go ahead.
because, that drove me crazy. Like, well, I
Mhm.
shouldn't say back at that time, it didn't drive me crazy because I didn't know any better. But now I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
no, I'm going to be me.
Go ahead.
I mean, there's a time and a place. Like
Yeah.
obviously in a church setting or something. Like
Mhm.
okay, maybe sometimes yes, but yeah, that's kind of where that kind of came from, and that was that
I
moment
knew
of
it.
I'm
Yeah.
in. I must have something because there's
Yes.
somebody like there's multiple people saying you have something different, and I was like, well,
Mm-hmm.
what what do you mean? And
Mm-hmm.
um, in college, just fighting that journey just kind of by myself, obviously with a support system. But it took I don't know how to explain it. It just was like an aha moment
No,
then.
you're
I was like,
explaining it perfectly, especially when you brought out this your I'm going to say self introduction to improv. and what it is what that means to an artist, you know,
Right.
what improvisation means artistically. And I like to say it's one of the artist's main food groups
Yeah.
is improvisation,
Right.
you know? It's like when we're able to tap in like you just did in that moment in your life, and we're able at that time to tap into the outside, going outside of the box artistically in our expressions.
Right.
It's a moment that's like, wow,
Right.
okay, let's build on this, and then other things start to awaken, other concepts,
Right.
other, you know, because we realize that there's no boundary here. It's not a gate.
Right.
It's not a gate. But much respect to your scholastic musical, you know, involvement. I mean, much respect to that.
Thank you.
And then the fact that you're able to add to that the improvisation. When you realize that, you know what, I can improv. I don't have the gate unless I need the gate. When you became aware of that freedom in your art, how did that feel?
Honestly, it felt uh like a, I don't know, like a relief. I don't know how to explain it. It was like a new me. I don't really know how to describe it. It was freeing. No, it was like no more bondage. I don't have to worry about being held bound. Stop,
Mm-hmm.
like I try to tell myself, just stop, let
Yeah.
go, just just flow. Um, and that's kind of what's really helped me. I have a mentor of mine who always is like a very great coach, vocally, musically, everything. Somebody who like I trust with all of my music before it even gets put out. Like
Wow.
this person will tell me like straight up if it's a hot mess, like do better, like Andrea, do better, because
We all
that's my
need one
flow
of those
first
in
thing.
our camp. I
Right.
got you.
So I was like, oh, okay, it's that he's like, do better. I said, oh, okay, all right,
Yeah.
So stop trying to hold back. And so that
Yeah.
was one of the things that he taught me was to stop holding back, just
Mm-hmm.
flow.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, okay, all right. Um, but to be able to learn that and just to not be held bound by my own self holding me
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
very freeing, very, very freeing.
You mentioned before, Andrea, about um, the importance to you of finding your own style, finding your own voice as an artist. Um, I'd like to know what it is that you found of yourself. What did you find? Are you still in an exploration? What did you find along this journey? And how important is that to an artist? Like, how important is it for an artist to find and develop their own personal style and voice?
That's a really good question. So far, I'm like, I think I'm still kind of on that journey, trying to figure out where I am. Like, I do kind of fit in with the neo soul kind of vibes. I don't really know how to explain it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just me, and I
Yeah.
think that's where I'm like, I have so many different people that'll say different things. I have folks who are like neo soul for sure,
Yeah.
or more like a gothic type. And I'm like,
Okay.
well, yes, I did have a background of heavy metal, so this is a
Yeah.
huge difference to go from heavy metal to,
Gotcha.
this. So
Gotcha.
I'm, just, I don't know, just going with the flow. I do love to, I'm one of those who I sing from the heart, so I will not sing something that I don't mean.
Wow.
That's the
Fantastic.
only way to explain it.
Yeah.
That's who I am as an artist. If I don't feel it, I can't connect. I have to connect with the music,
Mm-hmm.
with the words that
Yeah.
I'm writing. Everything has to connect, or else I cannot connect,
Gotcha.
and it will show vocally.
Yes. Yes, it
And
will. Yes, it
that's
will.
important to me.
Yeah.
Um, just being okay with still not quite being sure, like
Yeah.
what's what is my style.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that it is important for me to figure this out, but it's also important to just trust myself,
Come
and
on now.
just remain confident.
That's right.
And if
That's
there's any
right.
hiccups, if I do struggle, just get back up, try again,
Yes.
keep going, just
Yeah.
go with the flow. I'm not a guy. That sounds the irony in this, like go with the flow, and I'm just like that's all I can do musically. Sometimes
There you go.
you're flowing with the music.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no bounds with it.
Okay.
And so I guess I would say something that's very important, just as an artist and to any artist, is trusting yourself, confidence. If you still don't know what kind of artist, like what genre you might be in, that's okay. Keep going. Don't
Mhm.
stop there, because that was my problem.
There you go.
um,
'Cause you know what? We have to remember that genres are labels.
mhm.
Labels were created by someone or group of someone's to
Right,
categorize. Okay, there's a positive and then there's a negative to that. There's a positive when you are looking for a certain direction of something or what have you, but there's also a negative to that, I believe, when
right,
us as artists can take that literally to make it an importance, or almost a lot of times an artist will make it a necessity that they must stick to a certain style or
right,
genre or category. I'm only a blues artist, or I'm only a jazz artist. I'm only, when really, no, you're an artist. And
right.
that's why I feel it was important to start this conversation, because I was feeling that from you, that no, gates have their place, but when we as artists realize that our gates need to be open to continue to create something else, boy, you're going to find out certain things that maybe you didn't even know you could do, things that chords you didn't even know you could
Yeah,
hear, stylings that you didn't even know were going to feed your soul. So when I heard you say that, that much respect on that. What do you think? Like for me, I always like to take it personally first, because I remember my fears.
mhm,
We'll always have certain fears as artists. That doesn't go
yeah,
away. There'll be, and I remember me getting, you mentioned mentors and how important listening to people you trust and people that have been there before you, that you can, kind of learn from. What has taken you through your artistic fears? What helps you get over those self doubts when you don't think it's good enough, or you don't think, oh, they're not going to like this, or maybe you're one that maybe has never felt that way? But if you have, what has taken you through that? What's gotten you through those artistic fears that most of us have?
honestly, my mentor being one of them.
Okay.
But I would say pain from
Say that again.
maybe from pain,
Wow.
like pain, just
Mm-hmm.
hurts, not necessarily for myself, but just seeing how other people have been, have gone through hell and back.
Yeah.
um I guess kind of a little, just to kind of like clarify what I'm talking about. I
Go
used
ahead.
to basically assist chaplains on an army base, and I would, be there to support, um, if, or in the event that something happened with people, the
Mm-hmm.
service member, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it may be, they would call me. And so hearing different things that would kind of take place, whether it was like somebody who was suicidal or was thinking about, or who actually did go through it, just hearing all these different things really changed me.
Wow.
And I had realized that, what, some of these folks literally may have, committed suicide because they were afraid or cared, really took deep to heart what people were saying to them. I got to make a difference. What can I do to give
Wow.
back? Because I
Wow.
realize that people are still going to talk regardless,
Go ahead.
whether you
Yeah,
are gone or not. And
that's right.
so, keeping that in mind, I was like, what do I care for?
Yeah.
Why should I care? Now, to a point, do we care as artists? Yes, we do. But that
Yes.
was what kind of got me through it. The loss of my cousin
Yeah.
last year, it was a perfect example of how there's always going to be someone who might be speaking negatively. She's
Mm-hmm.
no longer alive, and there's still, sometimes there's people who might say something negative about her. Um, and so it's like people were still going to say things regardless. So keeping that in the back of my mind, I realized, what am I afraid of? Is
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that there should be no bounds with my journey. Why would I let that stop me? Because if people are they're not gonna change ever with,
Yeah.
what's the point? I'm
What's
gonna
the
keep going. I'm gonna get up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do this,
That's
So
it.
that's kind of
That's
what
it.
clicked. And I know
Yeah.
that sounds like a very odd response, like
No, not
pain
at
got
all.
me.
Not at all.
But I'm just
No,
real.
not at all.
I'm very blunt in that aspect. I'm like, I don't do well doing fake. Like my
That's
facial
right.
expressions, first of all, tell on me.
Mhm. Yeah, I got you. No
I
poker
don't.
face. Got you. That's all right. And you know what? That's what I was feeling when I keep going back to that clip that you posted. I know it was a live. I saw the clip, fantastic clip, and that was a great, just wonderful groove that you did at the studio clip that you posted as well. But then there was this other one that you were live. We didn't see the audience, but I heard them. And that realness is what was coming through. That realness that made me connect,
Right.
with you as an artist and your artistic expression. It was feeding, that realism was feeding, like, you know what, this is an artist that's explaining some stuff, whether it's not just lyrically, but their interpretation. Let's talk about interpretation. What is, when you are in the development of a style of an artist and the delivery of a song, for a singer or even for any instrumentalist as well,
Right.
how important is interpretation to you in that performance of that song?
Oh, very, very important. Very, very,
Yeah.
very, very, very. I can't say that enough.
Okay.
If I could scream it, I would.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Mhm.
I mean, that's just one of the things, but it's very, very, very important to me.
Gotcha.
Um, I'm one of those, like, as I was saying earlier, like, I will not sing something that I don't mean. You
Right.
know, every word matters to me, and I want people to feel that. I know it's kind of selfish to say, I want you to feel what I'm feeling, but I want you
Yeah.
to feel these words,
Yeah.
feel the words behind this artist who wrote it, like really receive it, like hear it,
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
consume it, honestly.
That's right.
And I now remember what clip you're talking about. That was one of my
Okay.
favorite performances that
Tell
I
me
got
what
the
was happening. What was that? What were you performing? What was that event?
so I got asked to perform at a women's conference here on Fort Meade.
Okay.
Um, and it was for this lovely group of ladies, just a bunch of ladies, all from different chapels on the base.
Yeah.
And I gotta say that in that moment when I was singing that day, I didn't even realize that it was the audience that was singing. I thought it was like the track, because I had a track obviously just for just the music.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, I was like, I don't remember there being background vocals. So I'm like in my head, like thinking, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Who is singing like my lines?
Wow.
Because at one point you can hear them singing like the lead,
Yeah.
and I'm like, huh,
Look
something
at
just.
that. Yeah.
And I looked back, I was like, that's the audience. I mean, they sounded better than the track. I was like, this is. I was like, if I could just have that on repeat and just have like perform for them again,
Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
be that's my favorite audience right there
And
by
you
far the
know what?
best.
Describe the feeling, and if you can remember the first time you felt that way, but the feeling when you know you've connected to the listener, or especially the live show, the live performance, and you know you've connected with that audience. So describe the feeling it gives you.
Oh, it makes me feel like I did something. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's just like, yes,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
understand. They get it.
Right.
We're connected. I don't know how to I
I
get
got you.
excited even thinking
You're
because
explaining it right now. It's undescribable. It's
right,
feeding you.
right.
So that's it.
That's exactly it. That is well said. It feeds. I feed off of that
There you
because I'm like, oh, our
go.
energy is matching. This is so.
That's
Yes,
right.
that was my favorite. But man, I
Great.
just to be there. If you were in that room, to just you could feel it. You didn't even have to know the song, and they didn't. They didn't even know it. That's why it was
Mm-hmm.
surprising to
Mm-hmm.
me. new for
Mm-hmm.
this entire audience. They had never heard of some of these songs. And
Yeah.
so just to hear the whole audience
Mm-hmm.
singing their hearts out, it was like everybody was in sync. They were in unison, like everybody's in unison and just singing their hearts out,
That's
and
it.
it was
That's it.
something beautiful. I was like, okay, let me give you the mic.
There you go.
It was lovely. It really was.
Speaking of singing their heart out, can I impose on you for an impromptu?
You know what? I'm afraid of improv. Like, I had to do it. I don't
I'm
mind at
sorry.
all. So I don't mind at all.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh man, I don't know which one to sing. I had so many things up. I was like, I'm gonna plan this. I'm gonna have some music up, and then I realized that the echo that I have going on now and the Bluetooth might not connect the dots. Actually, I could see it. Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna take the Bluetooth off, and I'm gonna see how this goes. Hopefully, it doesn't, but we'll see because you never know what's. And I apologize. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Perfect.
Just fine.
Good, because I have the noise cancellation on, and so it sometimes messes with things if I have the
I
same.
got you. I got you.
So I guess I could probably. Which one you want to hear? I don't even know.
You know what? I don't even care. That way and it doesn't have to be a whole thing, it's just I love to do anything I can do to brag on the guests to come on. That's all. Anything.
Hear me good though, right?
Yes, I can.
All right. So this song, you guys have kind of heard like a little brief clip. Can I speak? Clip of it. Api Sadly Me. It's a little bit of a combination between, it's obviously it's English, Spanish for the chorus because those words are so important to me. I have
Wow.
reading the book of Psalms and I don't know what popped in my head, but I was like, oh Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Then I was like, what if I made a song? I'm gonna make a song.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I was like, let me just pull a little bit of different things or different things from the Bible because I noticed that when it comes to a lot of songs now, Christian songs, they all some I should say all, but some sound the same, and so
Okay.
different. I'm like, well, what if I pull it from the Bible and I put a little R&B soul? I don't know what I'm singing. What
Yeah. Yeah.
you know? So
Mm-hmm.
first thing I did is, may the words of my mouth and the meditation in my heart be pleasing to you. Oh Lord, my rock and my redeemer. You love me in spite of me. Señor, mi redentor y roca, me ama a pesar de mí. So just to,
Ooh, I love your voice. Keep on keeping on, girl. Go ahead.
also, I might give you a little sneak peek of another song I have going on.
Go ahead. This is your time. That's right.
Um, this one I'm not done with it because it's a different style, but
Okay.
um, it forces me to be like my voice a little bit lower than usual. But I was like, I'm gonna explore with it.
Gotcha.
So, do you want it with music? Do you want to hear?
You give it any way you want. The people are loving it. Kenny Anderson from Second Chance Radio Show just says, very nice. Silmarilla from Brazil says, keep her singing. So keep on keeping on.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sing that. I'm like, all right.
All right.
All right. So this one has not came out. So you guys,
Okay.
it needs a lot of mixing, but I made it on the fly and I was like, I gotta share this. Because if
Right.
you ever I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm just gonna see. I might have to, let me see. I don't want it too loud. So I apologize. Oh boy. Wrong one. That actually goes to Ape Sadleni.
That's all right.
Can you hear the music?
Yes, we can.
Is
Yep.
it? Can you hear that?
Yes, I can.
Yes?
Yep.
All right. Hope you guys like it. I'll share a sample. Lord, I wanna thank you for the things you've done for me. You are my song, and you are my phone. And I only wanna thank you. I know you got things under control. Took all my pain away, cleans my heart, restore my health. Cause you said you got it, that's why I know you got it under control. I know you got it under control. I know you got it under control. So that's just a little sample.
Go ahead, Drea. Did you write this one? You wrote both of those?
Yeah, I wrote them all. Now this one, so this song for,
Congratulations.
even though I kind of, you know, toyed a little bit with the chorus, I'm still working on
Okay.
that.
Okay.
For that one, I wrote the music. I
Yeah.
wrote the lyrics, and then same with A pesar de mí. The Oh Lord, my rock and my redeemer. That is one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
It's just my favorite. I have a couple
Yeah.
of other ones.
Yeah.
That one is my favorite. The other one, the new one, I wrote it, and that's not going to come out yet because I need to go get it mixed badly.
You
So,
know what, Drea? I was right. Indie fam, let me tell y'all something, Indie fam. You know I'll give a commercial in a minute in between. But when I saw Drea's clip, and you've got to follow her page, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You can feel it coming through just like you felt it right now. And then talking to you, Drea, your artistry is just consuming you. It's who you are. It's what you do. You are still connecting and have connected in so many ways. And as an artist, I never want to stop connecting. I want to keep connecting and see what the next connection, just like an endless train, like, okay, let's get the next. There's not a caboose. There's no caboose on this artistic train. And that's what I'm feeling from you, Drea. I want you to come back. Would you come back and keep us posted on what you're writing and what you're releasing and what you're doing?
absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
will? Okay.
I promise.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you know what? I can't and now tell us, where can we follow? Where can we download music? How, if you're performing live, are you open to collaborations? Tell us that. Give us, how do we connect and keep in touch and support you and your artistry, Drea?
So definitely, Facebook is a way you can find me on, like it'll say Drea LP, but really that's like a nickname for Drea La Pianista, because that would be my little name that I had in college. I don't know why. I was like, it's so long. Nobody can say that. So Drea LP for now.
Gotcha.
Um,
Gotcha.
me, here on Instagram, I just made Insta because my friends are like, girl, get your butt on Insta and can't just keep it on Facebook. Let me explore. I was like, okay.
Lord, that's right. That's right.
This is
That's right.
week 2 or 3 on Instagram, but definitely I'm on all music platforms, um, Apple, Spotify. Still trying to build up my brand,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm always for collabing. I'm huge on that. I'm one who most people would say is humble. I can work with anybody.
Gotcha.
It's kind of hard to believe everybody.
Gotcha. There
Like,
you go.
give it your best. That's all I care about. Like, we got
There
this.
you go. There you go. You know what? And I'm gonna co-sign. Hey, anyone, if you're watching the live, or even a larger audience when you're watching this recorded, and I know musician to musician, artist to artist, you're gonna feel the same thing I did. If Drea fed your soul today, follow Drea. Go find and download, support, stream, give back to what Drea and her artistry has given you. Find the format. She just lets you know where to go, and be on the lookout for new Drea expressions that are on the way. I know I'm going to be pumping it here on this show. I'm going to be letting, if she says, hey, this is new, I want to put it on my page. A lot of people, Drea, used to, when I started this, because I'm such a dinosaur at this thing, they said, you're following more people that follow you. I said, and what's that all about? There's this thing about that you're not supposed to follow, or it's weird for people. If I like an artist, if an artist feeds my soul, I'm following, whether they follow me back or not. I implore you all to do the same thing. If you have an artist that you're scrolling through, just like Drea did with me, and I know with countless of others, if they don't follow you, this whole thing of follow, that is social media thing has its positives, but it also has its negatives. And artists, don't get twisted up in the okey doke. You're an artist no matter what. You're an artist that we need your expression of what it is that you want to give the world. Whether your followers are in you have 70 to 7 million. We don't care. If you're feeding our soul, feed our soul with your 70 followers bad self. That's what we want to know. Okay? Drea, much respect to you and your artistry. Thank you again for coming and spending your time with me today and all of us today. Is there anything you want to tell us in parting? Anything?
Oh man, yes. Please stay
Go
tuned. Song is coming soon. I didn't want to give too much away because you guys
right on. Right on. You got it, Drea. Thank you. And please share, everybody, share. When you see something on here, share that episode. If you think this episode would be great to someone else, or hey, share it, because you never know who you might feed through an episode that fed you.
Right.
All right. Much love and much respect. Drea will be on the lookout. Keep us posted, Queen. We'll be on the lookout for you. All right?
Thank you guys all.
You got it.
I don't know how to end this, by the way.
Oh, let me see if I can do it on my end. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for taking your time and listening and being introduced to another artist. Maybe if you are already following Drea, you already have been familiar with the incredible artistry of Drea LP. But for those who are just now being introduced, either live or when you're watching the recorded version, if it fed your soul, support that artist. We're artists, and we're here to give our creativity to you and the world. We can't help it. That's just who we are. And our hope is that we connect with someone else, artist or not artist. I believe everybody has an artistic expression that hasn't been tapped yet. But you know what? If this episode fed your soul, share it with somebody else. Put it on your stories. Not to push Victor Brooks, but to push the artistry and the message of the artistry that fed your soul today on this episode. We want to push the artist. Keep continuing to send your emails out to me. I believe they call them DMs. Send them out to me, y'all. Keep me in the loop like you've been doing from all over the world. We're right now over 2,500 indie family members worldwide, and it feeds my soul, and I know it feeds yours as well. Brasil, muito obrigado, Ivete, muito obrigado. Muito obrigado por seu tempo hoje. And thank you again, Drea. Y'all look forward. We'll be right back at you again tonight. We're going to come back to you in about 30 minutes with Rachel Black. Drea LP, follow, download. We'll see you next time on the Victor Brooks Show Instagram Indie Fam series.